A message to the NRA. We're not afraid of you, NRA. And we will have to go through you, then we will. We have to take you on, and we will. We are not going to back down. We defend the Second Amendment. We support the Second Amendment. And I will fight for your rights to have the Second Amendment, but in a safe way, so it keeps harm as gone as far as possible. So the harm is gone, and it is away as much as possible. And we keep the citizens safe as much as possible. And you can protect yourself, but we're not going to sit there and allow the guns to cause harm to people unnecessarily. And it becomes more harmful than good to have a gun, then there needs to be some restriction, like with the First Amendment. I'm not afraid of that. The gun age needs to be raised to 21 because people are not mature enough to handle it. People are not, and even though it's not all of you, I'm sure many of you are mature, about 80 to 90% of you, but 10 to 20% of you act like juvenile sixth graders that just twirl around like it's nobody's business. Like, hey, I can handle it. And the gun ain't gonna go off, or shoot someone in the head by accident when you're trying to shoot the apple on his head and you misgauge it. Or someone who's a freaking drunk and he uses a gun and he's had too much to drink and he has access to his gun and he's a downtown drunk. You know, and he sits there and could be a danger to himself or to others, or people that are mentally ill. They are not someone that should have a gun access either. So between 21 and illness, we need to make those a priority. Because when we sit there and we know this person is ill and he might do something to himself or to others, or he may point a gun and he's like scary, like, oh my God, he's got a gun, look at this. He's pretending to point at us, he might trigger it, and we don't know what's going to happen because he's like going off and going crazy. Then we need to sit there and protect the people, because it's not safe to sit there and allow this crazy psycho to continue to go crazy of a gun, and like, we don't know if he's going to shoot us or not. We go to courts, guess what? It's hard to prove that someone's insane, because so many people just act crazy and insane because they're just extreme like that. Like, you know, we're just going off and going crazy, kind of like George Carl, and his comedy routines went off like that, but he's not a crazy person. And so people like use that also to get off on murder, so now they must believe you, like you gotta have a stronger case, or it's more than that just to take the gun away. And also it takes a long time to do it, and to go in there and even can do it simultaneously. You call them when you have someone in the courts, and then they're discussing it at the very moment, and then they sit there and get a warrant. Like, that doesn't always happen like that. You don't always get the warrant. Sometimes they will deny you, or sometimes you're not able to because it's not proof. They don't want to just take guns away from people, so now they're going to the extreme the other way and say, well, we're not taking away your guns. You know what? I say that you have no due process with teachers that have been accused of sexual assault on a child. So why would you sit there and worry about someone's due process? This is called protection of someone's life. And when we're protecting people's lives, then that is the reason that they don't get due process. There's no due process when it comes to life, because you can replace due process. You can get your process back and your guns back, but you can't get a human life back. If for some reason that the one time that we are right and we don't get the rights to take your gun and warrants, then guess what? Someone dies, and then all those times, you know, I'd rather be wrong one time than be right one time and we do nothing because of, oh yeah, we don't want to take someone's civil liberties. You know what? The courts may or may not give us the gun, but we can't wait for that, because you know what? The one time that we're right and this guy's done it and there's no action, because they sit there and don't do it, and we wait, and then all of a sudden something happens, and then we didn't get the gun. You know what? These people are ill, and these people have guns, and it's crazy, and a nut with a gun is a loose cannon. It's like what they used to joke about Trump and the nuclear button. Oh my God, this crazy Trump is just gonna push the nuclear button. Well, if you have crazies like this, they should not have access to guns. So in closing, I'm for getting rid of the bunk stocks. I am for raising the age to 21. I am for taking guns out of mentally ill people. We do it now before we wait in case someone gets killed later. It'll be too late. You can replace and get your gun back. We can't replace a human life. Those are 3 things that I'm willing to change and restrict. The rest is for liberty, to give you your guns, to have reciprocity pass so you can have guns across state lines. To sit there and be able to shoot anywhere. Have access to any gun you want. I'm not forbidding any gun, just an accessory or bunk stock. That is it. And for you to be able to shoot as long as you're over the age of 21, when you're responsible. And you know what? Until you get the drinking age to 18, you shouldn't complain about the gun age being 21. And no due process with sexual offenders, so you shouldn't complain about no due process with this. We're doing this to protect people's lives. We're not going to sit there and do nothing while this particularly could kill someone. So to me, we need to take away the gun and go to court, argue. If they can prove they're not insane, they'll get the gun back. So they lose it for a couple of hours or a couple of days, how long it takes to get it back. Better that than wait a couple of days and then we're wrong and then someone gets shot. So you know what? We're protecting the people. We're protecting the people. So get rid of bunk stocks, raise age to 21, and get the guns away from medically ill, and then go to due process, because you can easily get it back and get back in life. Other than that, I'm fighting for every right else that you should have. Any kind of gun that's not associated like a bunk stock. As long as it's just a gun, you can have any kind of gun you want. You can shoot it off anywhere you want. As long as you're responsible, you should take a class to make sure you can handle a gun. And as long as you're over 21, then you should be able to have any gun you want to. Except for an accessory of a bunk stock, because it makes it go so quickly that you could kill people fast. And we can't get there in time. A lot of people are then going to die. And so that's what it is. And if the NRA don't like it, then too bad. We are for reasonable, but I'm not for going any deeper than that. You should be allowed to have self-defense, but not make it easier to kill people, though. Because self-defense is becoming like more people are dying by murders than by self-defense. Because if you self-defend, like the bad guy is like one person versus the people that are the victims are 17. So it's becoming more the other way. More bad people are killing innocent people than innocent people are killing the bad people, because the bad person is just one person. So it's like one person dying versus 17. That's when you know the pendulum swung the other way. Like, what, you're okay with 17 dying? But, to me, one person needs to die, and that's him. So teachers need to be armed if they can be armed. And teachers can self-defend if they know how to self-defend. It should be voluntary if they want to self-defend. If they don't want to, then they don't have to. That's all.